energy on campus is palpable. It's the beginning of senior speeches for the class of 2021. And as is my custom, we've got our group of folks who want to do it. I always sort of put out the call, who would be willing to go first right after spring break, sometimes even before spring break. And you're going to see in a minute who that was. Very eager. Said, I'll do it. Send me. Here I am. Send me. When I pray, because this is still our sacred sort of time to check in for the day, I try to see if I can find or maybe write a prayer that kind of fits that student. And today, the prayer that I've chosen is one that you've heard me pray before from the Episcopal prayer book. It's a prayer for musicians and for artists. And so I want to pray this today. And then we've got Mrs. Finley who's going to come and introduce our speaker. So hear this prayer. The Lord be with you. Oh God, it's your saints and your angels, your Elohim, who delight to worship you in heaven. And so always be present with the servants who seek through art and music to perfect the praises offered by your creation. And grant to them even now a glimpse of your true beauty, and make them worthy at length to behold it unveiled one day forevermore. I pray this through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Mrs. Finley.
Isabella for the class of 2021. I've had the pleasure and the privilege of being Isabella's English teacher for 2 different years. Isabella wrote and performed the senior speech that you're about to hear in my personal narrative senior seminar. It's a masterfully crafted piece, born of beauty and of courage and of persistence. And to the rest of the senior class, I'm going to have to say that Isabella sets the bar pretty high with the senior speech. So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming the one, the only, Isabella Moore.
Thank you. This is called A Daughter Speaks Her First Words. I sit down at my electric piano and start to touch the white and black keys. I know their names, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Uninspired, I start to listen to the rhythm of my mom in the kitchen, the sink turning on and off, the clanking of dishes. The sounds she makes fall into a kind of rhythm that is somehow soothing. The living room light is off, however, one lamp rests on top of old theory books and piano pieces untouched for some time. I am a small 14-year-old girl who only wants to sing, but doesn't know how to do it. So, I play other people's songs. I sing Can't Help Falling in Love and imagine that the words were formed by my own mind. I assign each line to whoever in my life I can't help but falling in love with. I do this with every song I cover. Chord by chord, I master their lyrics. I hear their grieving, their passion, their lust. This has become my pattern. Learn from the famous singers, copy their style, play their masterful lyrics. So, tonight, I will once again go about my routine. Like usual, I pull out my phone and start to scroll through lists like songs with easy chord progressions or pop songs you should cover. Still uninspired by any of their options, I begin to play chords I know. E major, A major, D major, on and on. Suddenly, through my frustrated and uninspired mind, something inside me fires up. Perhaps, I think, I am ready. I look down at the piano and place my fingers on E, A flat, and B. Out pours an E major chord, and I realize, from here I could go anywhere. I could search up songs in the key of E and continue on my never-ending pattern of covering songs. Or, I don't let myself finish the thought, and instead I go to the search bar and type chords in the key of E major. I find pages and pages of over-enthusiastic musicians explaining chord progressions, keys, the circle of fifths, and somehow, somewhere in the rubble, I find my answer. I play E major, F sharp minor, and ascend on to A major and B major. My heart pounds. I move back to E major and play the chord over and over in my right hand as I form a steady tempo. From my lips, lyrics erupt. Lyrics I have never heard, lyrics not from the lips of famous songwriters, lyrics from my mind. I sing, all this time I've been dreaming of something I wasn't working for, and that almost made me stop. I stop and feel fire within me. I feel as though I've just spoken my first word, like my mother is about to run into the living room screaming, crying, and saying, my daughter has spoken her first words. I continue singing, but now I see what was wrong with me, and everything is right in front of me. I feel as though I'm the greatest songwriter in the world, forming sentences from nothing but my own thoughts. What heaven have I stumbled upon where I can feel this way? Every new word feels as satisfying as the first. I recall suddenly the structures of the songs I've spent so much time learning. I realize the value of my hours spent studying the greats, feeling the way they formed their melodies, seeing how they led their mind to unveil the horrors, great loves, and frivolous adventures of life. I realize I've crafted my first verse and pre-chorus, so I move on, with the knowledge of their music in the back of my mind. Each moment up till now has been aspirations. What should I do with these vocal cords of mine? What life can I make with them? How can I make people feel with them? With these thoughts playing, I find myself singing, life untold, such a life unknown, never lived. I stop again. I have just written a chorus. My first original song has made its debut on my electric piano, sounding into the air of my living room. I run into the kitchen and approach my mom, who's boiling water for pasta. Mom, I say, did you hear what I just played? She looks at me and smiles. Warmth flows through me. Yes, it was beautiful. Mom, I wrote my first song. I embrace her. The power I feel in my fingers is only matched by the feeling in my vocal cords. I can't help but think, this is where it begins. Yoga, and printer room. I pull out my notebook of writing. 4 other notebooks filled with words sit on the shelf in my room. I open to a blank page, then find nothing ready to come out of my mouth. I do not force myself, though, and instead think about the songs I've written. I play each one I can think of carefully. Muse, Glamour, Angry Eye in the Sky, Body on Fire. I go back even further in time, radio stations, World of My Dreams, Nosing, and Blue. I find myself suddenly back at Life Untold. I chuckle at the thought. I thought those lyrics were the best things in the world. Having not played the song in months, I decided to give it a try. I begin, E major, F sharp minor, A major, and B. I stop. Each emotion I have explored since that moment comes upon me. I smile and speak again my first words. I'll now sing one of my recent songs. Like the sunsets never the same again, and eyes that we tasted is lost, but I hold it in the back of my mind, just as we do the memory of your eyes. So turn around, give me that smile I found. Don't show anybody dream again. And eyes that we tasted is lost, but I hold it in the back of my mind, just as I do the memory of your
Those in the room, please stand. Let us bless the Lord.